Exploring the mysteries of Oak Island feels like stepping back through the ages, where each step reveals fragments of a long-buried past. From whispered legends to physical artifacts, the island guards secrets that have fascinated explorers for generations. As we dig deeper into the enigma known as the Curse of Oak Island, we encounter compelling evidence of a cargo rooted in centuries of history, waiting patiently to unveil long-protected truths to those bold enough to search for them. Join us as we journey into Oak Island's depths, where every discovery offers a window into our shared past. At the dawn of a new morning, brothers Rick and Marty Lagina and their dedicated team resumed their relentless quest to solve a treasure mystery that has endured for 229 years. Against the backdrop of the island's striking 140 acres, their attention remained fixed on one of its most puzzling and challenging sites, the triangular-shaped swamp. As the team prepared to descend once again into the murky waters, it was Gary's turn to take the lead. Determined and ready, though jokingly hoping to avoid getting tangled up, he pressed forward. Their efforts soon revealed intriguing clues hinting at ancient secrets concealed within the island's depths. Just a week earlier, while excavating what might be a 500-year-old stone road or ship's wharf, first discovered in the swamp's southeastern corner in 2020, the team uncovered a significant artifact, a heavy hand-forged chain and hook buried in the mud. Blacksmithing expert Carmen Lega assessed the find, explaining that it may have been used to lift substantial cargo and could date as far back as the 16th century. With the excavation expanding, the team shifted their focus to the southern edge of the swamp, hoping to expose more of the stone road and determine whether the swamp itself was engineered to hide something valuable. During the dig, a peculiar sight stopped them momentarily, a simple stick jutting from the old terrain. Rick and Billy quickly recognized its potential significance and preserved it for closer study. As they pressed on through layers of peat and mud, Rick realized they needed deeper insight into the composition of the land. The decision was made to consult Dr. Spooner for expert geological analysis. From the newly exposed layers, Rick noticed a piece of wood with a distinctive X-cut, hinting at an older style of construction. Examining the layers of sand and peat more closely, he suspected something unnatural about their arrangement. Seeking more clarity, he turned to Billy, who confirmed that the placement of peat above the sand contradicted what nature would produce on its own, suggesting deliberate alteration of the landscape. Ian underscored the importance of this finding, noting that it pointed to the extension of a significant man-made feature. Fascinated by the implications, Rick proposed that the area might once have been a docking point where boats could be guided onto a platform for unloading cargo. The idea resonated with the team, presenting a logical explanation for the unusual terrain. Could Dr. Spooner's theory be accurate? Might the swamp and its surroundings have been intentionally reshaped to construct the stone road, creating a route to move something of immense value from a ship onto Oak Island? The questions lingered as the team considered the extraordinary possibility that the island's greatest secrets lay just beneath their feet, carefully hidden centuries ago, now waiting to be brought back into the light. Driven by the potential implications of their latest theory, the team pressed on with their excavation, determined to dig deeper into the layers of history hidden beneath Oak Island's surface. Their determination was unmistakable as they prepared to uncover new evidence that might illuminate the island's mysterious past. Amid the steady hum of excavation machinery, a significant find brought their work to a sudden pause. Before them lay the unmistakable end of an ancient roadway, its stacked stones clearly marking its conclusion. Yet it was what lay beneath this discovery that truly sparked their curiosity. Excitement rippled through the team when Gary uncovered something unexpected, a piece of pottery emerging from the soil. This small fragment hinted at the presence of even older artifacts waiting just below the surface. Their enthusiasm grew as more pottery pieces were revealed, each fragment adding another clue to the rich historical tapestry of Oak Island. Recognizing the importance of these fragile finds, the team shifted to a more careful method: hand excavation. With delicate precision, they unearthed each artifact, savoring the thrill archaeologists feel when discovering items still resting in their original place. Every piece that emerged offered a tangible link to the past. The team examined each shard closely, searching for markings, symbols, or inscriptions that might reveal where the pottery came from or who made it. Handling the pieces with care, their anticipation mounted. Any detail could provide a meaningful clue. As they worked through the mud and sediment, they marveled at the craftsmanship of the artifacts. These were not crude or ordinary objects. They spoke of wealth, status, and artistry. As the old saying goes, where there's muck, there's money. And in that moment, the team felt surrounded by historical treasure. More fragments appeared as they continued excavating, each one offering a new glimpse into the island's distant past. With each discovery, their excitement deepened, and they couldn't help but imagine the stories behind the objects and the people who once used them. Each piece was carefully cataloged and cleaned by the archaeologist, and the team eagerly awaited any clues these artifacts might hold. The intricate designs etched into some of the fragments were astonishing, patterns so delicate they resembled leaf shapes pressed into the surface. As Rick revealed another shard, its glossy glaze caught the light, highlighting the skill of its long-forgotten creator. Every new piece intensified the team's curiosity and fueled their desire to uncover what else might be buried below. Gary's sharp eye picked up subtle differences in the pottery, noting variations in style and age as they dug deeper. Layer by layer, the fragments seemed to grow older, hinting at a long and complex history lying beneath the ground. Surrounded by mud and ancient relics, the team felt as though they were moving through time itself. Each pottery fragment held a story, offering a small but meaningful window into the lives of those who walked Oak Island centuries ago. And with every artifact they unearthed, they knew they were one step closer to unlocking the island's enduring mysteries. The excavation had begun to reveal a wide variety of pottery fragments, each showcasing different forms, styles, and craftsmanship. Among the pieces, the team identified one or two vessels that might even be reconstructed, offering a clearer picture of what they originally looked like. What made these discoveries even more compelling was their concentration in a specific area, suggesting an important spot or activity within the landscape of Oak Island. Gary acknowledged the importance of these finds, recognizing how each one added valuable insight to the island's long-standing mystery. As the team carefully documented, studied, and preserved every fragment, the pieces of Oak Island's hidden history slowly began to fall into place. Over in the southeastern corner of the swamp, Rick Lagina, joined by his nephew Alex, Gary Drayton, and Billy Gerhardt, remained focused on their search near the potentially centuries-old stone road, believed to date back nearly 500 years. Despite the rugged and unpredictable terrain, the team pushed forward, driven by the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary. Since their discovery of the stone road in 2020, they had continued to find important clues nearby, including remnants of wooden barrels and segments of what appeared to be an ancient pathway. These hints suggested that the area may once have been used to unload valuable cargo brought onto Oak Island. The team now concentrated on uncovering additional sections of the stone road and searching for more evidence that might shed light on the 229-year-old mystery. Their persistence soon paid off when they discovered another artifact, a length of chain, hinting that more items might be buried nearby. Gary immediately spotted the chain and recognized its importance, reinforcing the team's determination to continue probing deeper into the island's past. With excitement, Gary pointed out that their recent discoveries all seemed connected. As they examined each link of the chain, its handmade construction and signs of age became unmistakably clear. Calling Rick over, Gary and Alex noted how the chain contained both large and small links, suggesting it may have been used for anchoring or maneuvering cargo. Rick was impressed by the craftsmanship and significance of the find, encouraging the team to continue searching with confidence that more artifacts were waiting to be uncovered. With renewed determination and a shared sense of purpose, the team pressed on, knowing that every new discovery brought them a step closer to understanding Oak Island's secrets. As they continued their exploration, the excitement of possible new finds fueled their energy. The metal detector soon emitted a strong, steady signal. Gary announced he had found something, suggesting it might be embedded in a piece of wood. As the beeping intensified, he confirmed it was iron, noting its rusted appearance. Alex proposed that it could be the top of an old spike. After setting aside the item for closer examination later, they resumed their search. Moments later, the detector sounded again. Another promising signal waiting beneath the surface. Eager to uncover the source of the metal detector's signal, the team followed the warbling tone until it revealed something significant. With a mix of excitement and amusement, Gary and Alex unearthed the pointed end of a spike lodged in a piece of wood. Gary immediately noticed its distinctive shape and bevel, identifying it as an old rose spike. Alex agreed, noting how aged it appeared. Gary suggested the spike could date back to the 1700s, or even earlier, emphasizing the importance of their find. He speculated that it might be a small lug ship spike, or possibly a wharf pin, another unexpected surprise emerging from this section of the swamp. Its discovery hinted that it may once have been part of a larger structure, adding valuable information to their growing database of artifacts. This raised an intriguing question. Could Billy Gerhardt's theory be correct? Was the team uncovering evidence of a buried structure? Rick had once heard from legendary Oak Island treasure hunter Fred Nolan, who claimed there was a dam-like feature in the same area. The possibility grew stronger that the discoveries aligned with Fred's long-held beliefs about what lay beneath the South Shore Road. Alex shared his excitement about what the find might mean for his uncle Rick, emphasizing the importance of continuing the excavation. As their digging session came to an end, Billy reflected on the abundance of artifacts they had uncovered and expressed enthusiasm about bringing everything back to the lab for further analysis. Back in the southeastern corner of the swamp, Jack Begley joined metal detection expert Gary Drayton and Billy to search for more clues and evidence of buried structures near the massive stone road. As they swept the area, the metal detector emitted a strong, promising signal. The beeping intensified as they dug, suggesting something significant lay beneath. Soon, they uncovered a large metal object. Gary speculated it might be a type of fastener and noted its raw iron composition. Based on its appearance, he suggested it could date to the 1700s or earlier, adding even more weight to the discovery. Could this iron fastener be a key piece linked to the stone road's purpose? Perhaps it was once part of a ship's wharf, playing a vital role in Oak Island's maritime activity. Alternatively, it might support Fred Nolan's decades-old claim of a buried dam feature in the same area. Anticipation grew as the team prepared to clean and analyze the artifact in the lab, eager to uncover what secrets it might reveal. Carefully bagging the find, they continued their search with renewed excitement. The next morning, Rick, Craig, and several team members met with blacksmithing expert Carmen Lega at the Interpretive Center to examine the artifacts collected near the stone road. With curiosity and anticipation, they awaited his professional assessment. Jack pointed out the iron fastener still embedded in the wood as Carmen examined it. Carmen noted the presence of handmade nails inserted into the larger piece and suggested it might have been used to hang lanyards or lighting in confined spaces, such as underground areas. His interpretation raised an intriguing possibility. Could this artifact have been part of a man-made structure in the southeastern corner of the swamp? If so, it might further support Fred Nolan's long-held belief that the bog was intentionally engineered, an idea that, if confirmed, could dramatically reshape the team's understanding of Oak Island's past. Ack stressed the importance of the discoveries they were about to unveil, hinting that they might be connected to the previously found artifact. As Carmen waited to see the next item, Jack clarified that it wasn't a spike at all, but a tool, adding further intrigue to their growing collection of mysterious finds. Rick initially suggested the object might be a chisel, but Carmen disagreed, proposing instead that it could have been used during shipbuilding to set planking while constructing timber frames. When Rick asked about its potential age, Carmen estimated it could date anywhere from the 1600s to the late 1700s. This prompted Rick to reflect on the theories of a shipwreck hidden within the swamp, wondering why such artifacts would be found in this specific area. He turned to Craig for his perspective. Craig supported Carmen's analysis, especially noting the age of another hook found earlier. He explained that older hooks lacked the curved shank typical of later periods, further proving the artifact's antiquity. Rick pointed out the straight shaft that curved heavily at the end, another sign of its age. Carmen agreed, adding that the tool's design likely did not postdate 1650. Rick was stunned, recognizing just how significant this discovery could be. The excitement continued to build as Gary announced that they had entered what he called the coin zone, suggesting the potential for more treasure. Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton returned to Lot 5 on the island's western side, where they had previously found 5 ancient coins, 3 of them Roman, dating back nearly 2,000 years. With renewed enthusiasm, they began their search once again. Although their first find wasn't a coin, they pressed on, eventually uncovering an object that appeared to be one. Gary admired its thickness and craftsmanship, confidently identifying it as a genuine ancient coin rather than a button. The thrill of the moment was unmistakable as they celebrated their discovery. Filled with anticipation, Rick and Gary reflected on what this new coin might mean for the overarching treasure mystery. Examining its weight and texture, Gary emphasized its authenticity and age, noting similarities to earlier ancient coins found in the same area. They discussed the mysterious nature of Lot 5, wondering what events may have taken place there to leave behind such valuable relics. Rick considered their ongoing efforts to connect the different lots across the island, pondering how these discoveries might tie into the activities of whoever once worked, lived, or traveled there. As they continued their exploration of Lot 5, their determination deepened, pushing them onward in the quest for truth. Each new find seemed to bring them closer to unraveling Oak Island's centuries-old secrets. Gary reflected on the unanswered questions still surrounding the area, noting that there were undoubtedly more discoveries yet to be made. He expressed his fascination and lingering confusion about Lot 5, reinforcing the importance of examining every artifact thoroughly. With growing anticipation, Gary emphasized the need for detailed analysis. Once the artifacts are properly studied in the lab, he explained, they will be able to uncover more definitive answers and perhaps unlock the next chapter of Oak Island's enduring mystery. Thrilled by their latest find, Gary reminded the team how important it was to protect the artifact properly, carefully placing it into a finds bag. The next morning, he returned to Lot 5, revisiting the same areas where Roman coins had previously been unearthed. Meanwhile, Rick and Marty met with archaeologists Laird Niven and Emma Culligan to discuss the artifact recovered the day before. As Laird and Emma examined the object, their excitement grew. Laird immediately identified the material as lead, sparking curiosity about its purpose and origin. He explained that he did not believe the item was a coin, but instead suspected it might be a bag seal. He elaborated that bag seals, used as fasteners, date back to the 13th century and were once widely employed across Europe to secure large shipments of industrial and military goods. Laird also referenced a previous discovery from 3 years earlier, a lead bag seal found on Lot 32, west of the swamp. Lead isotope testing had shown that its composition closely matched both a 14th century lead barter token found on Lot 5 and the lead cross discovered at Smith's Cove in 2017. Pointing out a small cut section on the artifact, Laird explained that this feature aligned with typical bag seal construction, 2 lead discs pressed together and stamped. With Emma's expertise as the team's archaeometallurgist and with support from their analytical equipment, they hoped to confirm this identification and learn more about the artifact's significance. Later that morning, Emma conducted a detailed examination using their advanced X-ray fluorescence spectrometer. This non-destructive tool allowed her to determine the elemental composition without damaging the artifact. Her analysis revealed that the object was primarily composed of lead with faint traces of iron and copper, clues that hinted at its historical manufacturing process. Comparing the artifact with a previously documented bag seal, Emma noted some chemical similarities, but also key differences, suggesting it may have originated from a different workshop or period. What truly captivated her, however, was the presence of an engraved image on its surface that included visible letters. As the team studied the engravings more closely, the letters K, E, and R became clear. This prompted an investigation, which led to a remarkable match. The markings aligned with a historical example labeled Iowid Packers from London, dated to the 1700s. This revealed the artifact's true identity, a cloth packer seal used to secure bales of cloth weighing roughly half a ton each. The discovery raised intriguing possibilities. Cloth packing was often tied to large-scale industrial or military operations of the time, suggesting that the seal may be linked to such activity. Further research pointed to a company known as Army Packers, hinting at a direct connection between the seal and military supply chains. Historical records noting the company's existence as early as 1808 added to the artifact's significance. But Laird made another important observation. The use of the letter I instead of J in the inscription, an older stylistic convention, suggested that the seal itself could be even older than previously thought. The use of the archaic spelling, dating back to the 16th century, suggested that the artifact could be far older than originally assumed, making it a remarkable historical relic on its own. If the bag seal truly traces back to such an early period, its potential age spans several centuries, from the 1500s through the late 1700s. Its discovery on Oak Island, particularly in Lot 5, raises compelling questions about how it came to be there. Given the island's long history of yielding ancient artifacts and enigmatic structures, it's entirely possible the seal was left behind by individuals who concealed valuables on the island long before the famous money pit discovery of 1795. Alternatively, it may have been lost by early treasure hunters who came to the island seeking its legendary treasure. Either possibility adds to the island's mystique and deepens the mystery surrounding its past. Exploring the history of the company associated with the seal may reveal valuable clues about its origin and purpose. Combined with evidence of military connections and the age of the artifacts found on Lot 5, these discoveries suggest a story far more complex than simple early settlement activity. It's becoming clear that more pieces of this historical puzzle must be uncovered to fully understand their significance. Rick's instruction for Gary to continue searching reflects the team's determination to unravel Oak Island's mysteries and shed light on its puzzling history. With that drive in mind, Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton set out once more on Lot 5, fueled by their ongoing pursuit of answers surrounding the strange stone features scattered across the area. Armed with his expertise, Gary had marked several promising spots for investigation. Their attention was especially drawn to a circular depression where recent digs had produced artifacts dating from the 1600s to the mid-1700s. With centuries of history beneath their feet, they began their exploration, Gary's metal detector sounding off with encouraging signals. Each beep held the promise of new clues, possibly revealing who once passed through or lived in this mysterious area. Their curiosity spurred them forward as they worked to unlock the secrets buried beneath Lot 5. Earlier in the day, Gary had already detected and flagged several targets. Now, after securing permission from archaeologist Laird Niven, he and Rick were finally able to dig. Anticipation ran high as they began excavating the marked spots, hoping for an important breakthrough. Although they encountered false alarms and small scraps along the way, their determination never wavered. Their efforts soon paid off when they uncovered a lead shot, likely from a small caliber firearm. Gary recommended testing the lead to determine its age, noting that it fit the timeline of other artifacts found in the area, ones that dated back to the early 1700s, or possibly even earlier. The find hinted at a potential military presence or activity, adding yet another layer to the mystery of Lot 5. The discovery of the lead shot within the spoil from the circular feature provided an exciting new clue. If it indeed dates to the 1700s, it opens the door to intriguing historical possibilities. One such theory points to the Duc d'Anville expedition of 1746, during which French naval records mention a mission to hide treasure on an island in the region. This tantalizing connection adds even more intrigue to the ongoing investigation. This discovery further supports the idea that significant historical activity once took place on the island, while also hinting at a possible link to a specific historical event. The presence of the lead shot immediately raises questions about its origin and purpose. Could it have been part of a military operation, perhaps tied to fortifications, training, or conflict in the region during the 18th century? Or might it be connected to covert activities involving treasure hunters or even pirates, echoing the legends that have long fueled Oak Island's mystique? As Rick and Gary continue their exploration, each new find brings them a step closer to uncovering the island's hidden past. With many more targets awaiting examination, they remain determined to uncover clues that may help finally unravel Oak Island's centuries-old mystery. Their curiosity deepens when they come across an unfamiliar object, at first mistaken for a shell casing. Realizing its potential importance, they call archaeologist Helen over for a closer look. After examining it, Helen suggests that the item appears to be firearm-related, resembling a type of sight used on old guns. This adds yet another intriguing dimension to their findings, raising more questions about historical activity in the area. As they prepare to investigate further, Rick and Gary's excitement grows. Gary agrees with Helen's assessment, noting how unusual and distinctive the object looks. His thoughts immediately turn to historical firearms, considering the craftsmanship and function of the piece. Rick reflects on how many military-related artifacts they've uncovered lately, and compares their discoveries to events surrounding the Duke d'Unville expedition, suggesting a possible historical connection. Encouraged by the find, Rick proposes sending the artifact for laboratory testing, confident it could provide valuable new insights into Oak Island's past. Their conversation highlights the team's dedication to thorough investigation and their eagerness to piece together the island's story. Rick's interest is especially piqued by a copper artifact discovered earlier. Its barrel-shaped form suggests potential importance, prompting him to insist that it be carefully documented and added to their database for detailed study. Later that afternoon, at the Interpretive Center, Rick, Craig, and other team members gather with archaeologist Laird Niven and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan to explore the copper artifact's significance. Found near Lot 5, not far from the circular depression, the object is suspected to be connected to historical firearms, an idea that prompts further discussion about its place in the island's past. Laird's expertise soon clarifies the mystery. The artifact is a ramrod guide from a musket. He explains how it functioned within the weapon. The ramrod, the tool used to load a musket, would pass through the front tube, then the central tube, and finally be secured by a third piece. This discovery gives the team a vivid glimpse into centuries-old weaponry. As they absorbed this information, they reflected on the historical importance of muskets. First emerging in the early 1500s, the smooth-bore long gun transformed warfare by allowing soldiers to fire projectiles over long distances. A reenactment of musket firing highlights just how revolutionary this technology once was. The ramrod guide itself represents a crucial part of the loading process, helping soldiers pack lead or stone projectiles into the muzzle efficiently, a small but significant piece of a much larger historical narrative. The exact type of musket this artifact belonged to remains a mystery, an enticing puzzle waiting to be solved. Its age appears significant, possibly dating anywhere from the 1600s to the 1800s, carrying centuries of history in its weathered and patina-covered surface. As the team examined it, they couldn't help but admire how clearly time had left its mark on the piece. During the discussion, Laird Niven noticed something unusual. A small hole not typically found in ramrod guides of this style. This curious detail suggests the artifact may be unique or perhaps designed for a specialized purpose, setting it apart from others of its kind. Determining the nationality of the musket, whether French, British, or otherwise, could offer valuable insight into its origins and historical context. With that in mind, Rick expressed eagerness to study the CT scan of the artifact to learn more about its internal structure. Earlier in the day, Emma had used the SkyScan 1273 CT scanner to capture detailed, three-dimensional images of the artifact. This advanced, non-destructive technique allows researchers to look beneath centuries of corrosion, revealing hidden features that would otherwise remain concealed. While examining the CT imagery, Rick and Craig noticed markings that resembled the Roman numeral 8. These symbols reminded them of similar markings found years ago in Smith's Cove, particularly on the mysterious U-shaped structure uncovered there. Such notations could indicate a regiment number, a construction code, or some other military or organizational marking tied to activity on Oak Island. The mention of Smith's Cove brings back memories of the major excavations conducted in the early 1970s by Rick, Marty, and their late partner Dan Blankenship. In their attempt to expose the legendary flood tunnel system believed to protect the money pit, they built an earthen cofferdam to drain the cove. It was during this work that Dan uncovered the remarkable 65-foot U-shaped structure bearing Roman numerals, an enigmatic find he believed functioned as a defensive barrier for the flood system. Given the age and nature of the artifacts emerging from Lot 5, including the ramrod guide with Roman numerals, the team begins to consider a possible link to the ship's log from 1746. This historical account describes treasure being securely buried in a deep pit on a wooded island, an eerie parallel to the Oak Island legend. Seeing the Roman numerals on the ramrod guide brings these past discoveries flooding back for Rick, reinforcing the possibility that the artifacts are connected to substantial, organized activity on the island. It also underscores how significant this new find may be for understanding Oak Island's past. In a major development for the search on Lot 5, Rick and Gary's discovery of a ramrod guide marked with Roman numerals stands out as the first of its kind on Oak Island. The find hints at a potential connection to the U-shaped structure in Smith's Cove and raises new questions about the island's deeper history. Energized by this breakthrough, the team, supported by Laird, is eager to press on, hopeful that continued exploration will finally unveil Oak Island's long-guarded secrets.